These slides haven't come out since before you were born, buddy. My whole philosophy of wanting to turn new corners. I very rarely skied the same thing twice. You can only get so many missions in the winter if you're the weekend warrior.
Do you want to just, is this in the frame? Lay down. Down. Thank you, good boy. Salt Lake has just grown so much. I mean, we got a crane right there building some sort of new thing. But it's just like, it's gotten extremely popular. And that's, I think, partly due to the proximity to the mountains. There's a ton more traffic, a ton more people making their way up into the mountains, and the access is the same. And the terrain and the landscape is the same. There's not more mountains than there used to be. There's maybe less, and there's just more people. So it's like, how can we all share that, and how can we all have an enjoyable experience out there that we're looking for, kind of in harmony?
I started really exploring hard once I was done with the ski racing thing at the U. I coached for 3 years, and in those 3 years I got very interested in being in the backcountry and turning new corners in the mountains around here and mountains around the west. Mountains were beckoning, and there was much more to do than ski area skiing around here, and I wanted to go explore the mountains. I've always been drawn to the mountains, and I've always been drawn to turning new corners in the mountains.
The first idea was going to ski a bunch of the lines that my dad pioneered back in the 80s. As the winter progressed and we kept getting more and more snow, the lines weren't always skiable depending on the conditions, so we were looking to find other objectives. We were finding a lot of people in these specific zones. So kind of in flow with the project, it became less of following in my dad's actual footsteps and more about following like what he taught me mentally instead of physically.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah, buddy. I'm a little nervous for this ski, but we'll just get it done here. I'll do my best. It's just like you have to make that really gnarly move. Dropping in 5, 4, 3.
You! for anything, like in a backcountry skiing partner? What did you look for?
What I'd look for in a backcountry skiing partner, number one, was someone that has the attributes that your mother does, is gonna have fun no matter what. Just to be out there in nature is gonna have fun.
If I would have had too much pride, I never would have gone out with anybody. I would have said, oh, I just need to go out by myself. I'm fit enough. Oh, but I suck on the downhill. Like, where am I? You know, I learned a lot about the terrain and where I was in the Wasatch. There were a few people at Snowbird that I worked with who skied on telly gear. And so then there was sort of a clan, because you could keep up with those people. Because, I mean, it took me a while to learn. In the beginning, there was a lot of dirtbag skiers, and a lot of people, those were the ones that ski toured. They were kind of poor and they couldn't afford to go to the resorts. Then when the gear got better, it seemed like people were skiing the resorts and the backcountry.
And what is it specifically that you like about that experience more than a ski area?
The idea of earning it, appreciating exactly where you are as you're going. You become embraced by nature when you're out in it, and then the whole ambiance of the experience is kind of magical.
It's always funny trying to film in the backcountry, especially in a popular small range like the Wasatch. But we had this just really cool experience with Bjorn. We get out to the zone, run into Bjorn, and we're both filming. Like, are we just gonna be butting heads, trying to like fight over lines? But you know, without a plan, we both had the same idea, we have the same goals, and all we did was overlap them. I really trust his experience in the mountains, and I think he had enough trust in us that we were able to just like coexist in the space and work together.
I think I've been riding in the backcountry probably, I mean, realistically since I was about 15, so that'd be about 30 years ago, so about 30 years.
So yeah, what would you say we, the more experienced guys, could do?
I try to post online, do like some analysis and some certain things where, you know, you're showing the community, and granted this is social media, so it is what it is, it's social media, but try to have a presence on there where you're not reckless, where you're really truly showing like, hey, this is like life or death out there. So you also have to be very humble and willing to look at everybody else's opinions and understand that like you can't have like an expert halo. You can't be the guy that's like, I know what I'm talking about, listen to me, I'm the boss. So I think it's, you know, it's a very open environment, but at the same time you have to be willing to kind of assert some of your knowledge in when people are maybe making a risky decision. Be a good mentor for the younger guys and pass down some of the mistakes I've made and or haven't made, like just coming together as a group really more than anything.
If this pulls out, because of how it traverses across, I have a mega safe spot to pull out to, and I can look back and see what's happening and see if I want to finish it or not. So I actually feel really good about it. Yeah, I'm imagining the whole thing's just going to be shedding as I ski it, and I'll also be going somewhat slow, so I'll be playing it by ear a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo-hoo. I think the main thing my dad really wanted to teach us, like he was the leader and he was like choosing where we were going, but we weren't just, he didn't allow us to just like blindly follow. He wanted to make sure that we were learning every time we were out.
With the mountains being as crowded as they are, summer and winter, and a lack of mentoring going on about how to treat nature, a lot of people are just heading out of doors not knowing what to do with their own poop, let alone if something is safe to ski. There's a lot of ignorance out there because the education coming from machines and not mentors. You see people out in the mountains, especially in winter, where they may be your rescue or you may be theirs, and they won't even look at you. You try and say hello to a stranger, and for some reason your being there is lessening their experience, and they won't even look at you.
People now with having that access and oh, this is where I'm going, I know exactly where I am at all times, that they lose the humility to be a beginner.
From the seat I was sitting in, lost in the crowd, I knew only where I'd been. Till one day I stood up, I took a look around. That skyline possessed me as I was mountain bound. I'm mountain bound, mountain bound. Skyline possessed me as I was mountain bound. I'm mountain bound, mountain bound. You can wrap me up, but you can't slow me down. Oh, them city streets are filled with freaks all going to their shows. To the east, the beast sit waiting, their tips are dipped in snow. Well, I know it won't take long to tell which way I go. I don't need a map though to know which way is home. 'Cause when life has been getting me down, I look left, I look right, and did you do surround? You live in every corner of this town, so light that match, burn the bridge, happy mountain bound. Come on. I've been swallowed by her swells. I tell myself to stay away from where I know those demons dwell. But if you find me on the banks with the glint come from my eye, know that this is the life I love. I knew that I could die, and I'm mountain bound. Oh, that skyline possessed me. Yes, I was mountain bound. I'm mountain bound. You'll find me with a smile, happy, broken, beaten, drowned.
People want to be experts without paying their dues and gaining the experience. You know, instant expert. You know, and the internet allows for a lot of that and all that. What we're seeing a lot out there in the backcountry, there's a lot of experts. And you don't learn then. If you already know, you can't learn. Like, they don't have that fear of the unknown, like, ooh, which makes you humble. Like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not sure where I'm going. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. To come to have the humility to be a beginner and to say, well, I want to learn. It may give you knowledge, but it doesn't give you wisdom, right? And, you know, the time spent learning, you gain wisdom. I'm having an experience. Then, you know, it seems like you're growing and you're evolving as a person. You know, because you'll never be an expert because there'll always be something else to learn.
The root of it all, basically, like, we go skiing because we think it's fun. How do we keep it fun for everyone?
You know, it's still fun to play here. Is it more crowded? Do I wish it wasn't? Of course. So these people are out there getting a dose of nature that I can only help but think is going to lead to them to be a better person and treat this planet better and have respect for nature because of the experiences they're having. Time spent in the mountains cannot be deducted from one's life.
I feel like I've thought of all these things I wanted to say, but now that we're actually interviewing, I can't think of them.